I would like to make brief comments on the occasion of Joseph P. Okhako, the ethics of life, principles and practices of defining your ethical path during the book launch, and this is the book. First and foremost, I wish to salute the esteemed author Joseph Patterson Okhako and his better half and dear friend Madam Rose Nafula, as well as recognized our distinguished Pan-Africanist Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, who is the chief guest in this auspicious event, and all distinguished sojourners on the ethical path present here in today's book launch. At the outset, let me confess that I read Joseph's offering, The Ethics of Life, Principles and Practices of Defining Your Ethical Path, of 138 pages, more or less at one sitting. I had not previously interacted much with Joseph, and I keep on calling him Joseph so that I don't mess up with his surname as did a lawyer, one described as Mr. G, who was representing the opposite side to Joseph's employer's client in 1999. Mr. G called Joseph Okhako. Where I come from in Kenya, we must make a mammoth effort to pronounce H. Let me then congratulate Joseph Patterson because his book convinced me that the author is a man who has dedicated his life to fighting corruption, especially in the public sector, through virtue-driven ethics. Knowing the contest was treacherous, actually life-threatening, Joseph approached his cause methodically. Through thorough training, identifying a supporting cast of resolute ethics and integrity officers, negotiating for the establishment of an ethics and integrity unit, culminating in a full-fledged department within his public organization, and then undertaking the Herculean assignment without fear or favor. Joseph's work, even as some of his unethical bosses viciously fought back, bore immense fruit in his workplace. An ethical culture was established, which outlived his stay or welcome in the organization, as corruption cartels swore and sought to draw blood. Joseph focused on the goal of entrenching a corruption-free ethic in his organization to the extent that he decided to forego headship of the anti-corruption department so that another person perceived to be less threatening by the administration could become the first leader of the new outfit. No doubt, Joseph's book demonstrates that the author is an ethicist dedicated to anti-corruption work in Kenya, Africa, and beyond, as evidenced by vision, strategies, and networks that he has over time developed. I found the book simple and profound. Simple because it is written in accessible language, but profound because it chronicles Joseph's journey in integrity-related work, but informs the reader and ethics and integrity enthusiasts how, step by step, to undertake anti-sleaze work from an ethical standpoint. The book is simultaneously How to Fight Corruption manual. Joseph defines ethics in simple terms, even though in philosophy, this is a complex concept. Like when you look at a law or Sosimojola's philosophy lucidly and simply explained the big questions and the perennial quest for truth, beauty, and goodness. There we see a very complex treatment of the concept of ethics. But listen to Joseph. He tells us an ethical person should not fear speaking in support of ethical culture. Your deeds and reasoning must clearly show your stand on matters of ethics. Don't be a fence sitter. And further, an ethical person must, and I add consistently, exhibit honesty, fairness, practice equality, dignity, support diversity and individual rights of the people he comes into contact with. According to Joseph again, individuals behave unethically if morally they are unprincipled, unscrupulous, dishonorable, dishonest, deceitful, disreputable, unconscionable, fraudulent, dirty-minded, unfair to others, have hand-to-hand dealings, and so on. This is page 19. As you read Ethics of Life, you will come across instructional wisdom for underuse in creating a conducive environment wherever you work, as you are guided by what Joseph calls ethics of life against corruption. Joseph defines